Some of you, like people on my Discord server, took this challenge way too seriously. Walt, calm down.
Everything about you. Everything about you.
You know what? This is gonna be a long video. We need to make some tea for this one. Okay. Let's do it. Hello, you dirty potters. How are you today? Welcome to the first annual, wait, can I call something annual if it happens more than once a year and I've only done it for the first time? You know what, whatever. Challenge mode review. Most of you have been waiting quite some time for this video and I'm sorry it's come out so late, but I expected maybe like 5 or 10 of you to accept this challenge and actually do the steps required to enter this challenge. But as it turns out, there's a lot more of you. For those of you who don't know what this video is exactly about, or you're really new to the channel, I do something called challenge mode. Challenge mode is where I challenge you guys, my subscribers, my followers, and those of you who watch the channel who haven't clicked subscribe yet, how dare you by the way, to make something. This entire challenge started off the fact that I've been to way too many art shows and way too many art tables where someone learns to make like a bowl and a couple of cups and all they do is make that for the next 10 to 20 years of their lives and never progressing in their artistic flow. And because of that, I thought I would do something about it. So I made challenge mode. Challenge mode is where I give you guys a shape. Your job is to be as creative as you want with it with a little bit of parameters and then expand upon those shapes. This time I challenged you guys to make a very simple bowl, but there were just a couple parameters. Firstly, you had to trim the bottom and sign it. This was kind of a way to make sure that nobody cheats, along with some video or photography proof that you were making it yourself. This also was basically just to make sure people don't cheat. I know it's very easy for you guys to just get any bowl or a bowl that your friend made and be like, I made this, and take a picture of yourself with it. Yes, I am the original artist of this artwork. Please give me the prize of challenge mode, because I'm telling the truth. And the other parameter for this challenge was that you were not allowed to slip cast any of the bowl forms, although you could add slip casted things onto it. Lo and behold, I thought maybe 5 or 10 of you would accept this challenge because I think growth is a really good thing for the art world. But as it turns out, there are a lot more of you who accepted the challenge than I would like to accept in my brain. So today we are not only going to go over the very first winner of the Dirty Potter Challenge, the challenge this time being making a bowl, we are also going to go over a lot of the artwork that you guys sent me. And it's kind of weird because I'm really giddy right now because I'm really happy that some of you who aren't used to making bowls or aren't proficient in making bowls yet went out, challenged yourselves, and you've grown in your artistic senses, especially in the ceramic art world. That being said, there are quite a few of you, so there's a couple things I want to tell you before we actually start this video. Firstly, if you use the hashtag Dirty Potter Challenge, it was very easy to find you on Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all those social media places that I usually look. Now, if you did not follow the rules as far as the Dirty Potter Challenge goes with using this hashtag and putting it in a place where I can see it and put it on your social media, or you didn't directly send it to my DMs, or something where I could find it, some type of hashtag I can find it in, which is right here. If you didn't follow that one rule, as a lot of you didn't, then you pretty much didn't get entered. The second thing I wanted to tell you guys is that there are a lot of people who use this hashtag on multiple different social medias, and the video would go on for hours and hours, as much as some of you might like that, if I included everyone. So trust and believe, I went over and I combed over every single piece that I could find of those who actually used the hashtag correctly, and I most likely saw your artwork. Although if your artwork is not featured in this video, I'm super sorry about it, as there are a bunch of you. There's so many of you. Some of you even made videos and sent them to me on our Discord server, which I found amazing. I really do love my Discord community. Now, if you're just here to find out who the winner is of the first Dirty Potter Challenge, then click this timestamp right here. It'll take you right there. That way you can click on it, you can be mad that you didn't win, and then you can enter the next competition. In case you're the person who actually did win, in that case, make sure to message me on my Facebook, Instagram, or Discord so that I can send you your prize. Yes, that's right, I should probably reiterate what the prize was. The prize, as I said in the last video, is this Ron Roy's High Gloss Black in John Britt's Copper Red Bowl. The winner of the Dirty Potter Challenge gets a prize each and every time based on the difficulty. Fortunately enough, this was a 1-star challenge, so it wasn't very difficult. So I sent you a 1-star prize, which is basically my own artwork. With all of that clarification out of the way, let's review some pottery. This first entry comes from Bear Paw Handworks on Instagram. I got a lot of people on Instagram and my Discord and Facebook as well, but I wanted to draw special attention to this one specifically because, oh, that bottom is so clean. This person put their signature on the inside of the ring of the bowl and right, if you can see very closely, right on the outside as well, on the ring of the foot. There's also some really nice texture on the outside. This was a really nice pot. Like, if this didn't come out good, I would have been extremely surprised. Usually you can't really tell how the glaze job is gonna look when you're just looking at the bisque or the greenware factors. But I mean, this is a really nicely well-formed bowl, and there's even kind of this little glaze line at the very bottom to make sure the glaze doesn't run. Whether they did it intentionally or not, this is a trick that a lot of potters use. They'll put a line at the very bottom of their functional ware or any product, to be honest. The trick works on anything. And if they want to overglaze their pot, usually that line will kind of stop or at least slow down the process of the glaze melting over it, because the glaze has to go over that line to glaze off the shelf. This is kind of a potter's trick. It also raises the piece up a tiny bit whenever you set the bowl or whatever you make on its bottom. So I'm actually super surprised this person knows about that trick. Part of me thinks they didn't do this on purpose and they just thought it looked nice, or they were trying to clean it off to put their symbol right there. But either way, we'll probably go over those factors in a later intermediate video, but thank you very much, Bear. I really like this pot. This was the final product of what Bear showed us, and I don't know if this is the same exact bowl because this is right side up and the other one was upside down, so I can't really tell too well. Like, in my brain, they look like different bowls, but honestly, you did show that you can make a bowl, you can trim a bowl, you put your signature on it, you did the hashtag, you did everything correctly. This one comes from Keep It Moving Pottery on Instagram. This was awesome. This picture was amazing. She put it in a forest or around a wooded area or something, and I wouldn't exactly say this is like a really big bowl form, but I can't disqualify this as a bowl. This is definitely a bowl, even though the walls are a little bit high. But look at it. Look at it closer. You see that? You see that texture right there? That's a spicy meatball. This person's been following me for quite some time. I see their name pop up on my feed all the time, and I actually really like their artwork. They've slowly gotten better over time. I would have liked to know what the glaze combination is. It kind of looks like floating blue and Tenmuku gold to me, but that's only because I might be projecting, seeing as I use those glazes a lot. I really enjoy this bowl purely for the factor of texture. Like you can tell she made this bowl, she tipped it upside down and then actually put work into it, and that makes it a little more valuable than just a regular old bowl. This one is from Stacy Was Here, and she thought outside the box. I'm actually very proud of her, because not only did she make a bowl, she kind of slanted it and turned it into a little monster or a little frog. Actually, I think she sent us a video. Let's watch it.
Hi Donte the Potter, this is Stacy, and I finally got my bowl submission back from the glaze kiln. I know it doesn't look like much. It's like the saddest, smallest little pinched pot ever. Look, for reference, you can see it in my hand. But it's not just a bowl. It's also a monster. Alright, he's got little legs. 3, because most monsters, you know, have an abnormal amount of legs. He's got little arms, eyes. Here's the other side. Oh my god, my video skills are bad. So there he is. He looks like he's starving. I think I can eat the world's smallest bowl of cereal out of him.
Stacy, I'm not gonna lie, not only did you send a video introducing yourself, telling us a little bit about you, you showed the product. She even showed herself making the product, although I don't want to show you the whole process because that would be like 5 minutes of the whole video. I feel really bad that there were so many entries that we can't go over because they were all so good, but at the same time this would be like a forever video and I don't want to do that to you. Stacy was a very high consideration, not only because she sent us a video telling us a little bit about herself, but also because she thought outside the box, which is really what the Dirty Potter Challenge is all about. You can't simply just keep on making the same bowl over and over and over again and expect to say that you can think outside the box. You're an artist. At a certain point, if you just make the same shape over and over again, you're pretty much just a production potter. Oh, I'm an artist, but I've been making the same shape for 20 years. Thank you for your entry, Stacy. I really like that one. I'm not gonna lie. You almost got me with that one. I was like, is that a sculpture? Nah, that's a bowl. That's a bowl. This one is from the Bees Rights on Instagram, and I'm really fond of this one because I can't exactly tell whether this is just really strong raku or a crystal glaze. I'm thinking it's raku, to be honest, because a crystalline glaze would be more of an even pattern if you used a crystal glaze. But this is really nice. You can definitely raku your pots. There was no stipulation for making sure that you glazed it any way that I wanted you to glaze it. Not cone 5, not cone 10, not raku. You can glaze it any way you want, but it needed to be glazed at the end. And I'm really happy that somebody actually entered a raku version of this pot. A lot of people don't use raku because raku is not safe to eat off of. Usually, I know there's gonna be one guy in the comments below who's gonna be like, there's somebody in Florida who figured out how to do, shut up. But the colors on this are really nice. It almost looks like a snowflake glaze. If you guys know what I'm talking about from Amico. They have a crystalline snowflake glaze, I believe, or coyote. Thank you, the Bees Rights. That was a fantastic entry. I would recommend that if you, I know I'm not supposed to have a preference for the Dirty Potter challenge, but if the next challenge you also make something raku, I would love that as well. I honestly just don't get to see raku very often in the functional world. Most people make a bowl and they glaze it to be food safe to eat off of the bowl. Raku is not food safe, so when you make a bowl out of raku, it's almost purely sculpture because there's no real functional use to it. But man, do I love it. This next entry again is from Instagram. There's a lot of you on Instagram. Carlo Potter. I felt really bad for this entry because they made I think they made a bunch of bowls and one of them actually broke. I think they trimmed through the body and they had to remake the entire bowl. But luckily enough, I gave you guys like a month and a little bit more time to make it, so she actually ended up remaking the bowl. I like this entry as well because she made sure to put pictures of her glazing the actual pot instead, which I always appreciate. I even got to see the bottle of glaze right there that tells me what glaze they used instead of putting it in the comments or something below, which I mean, I'm always happy to learn what you did to get a certain result. It's not so much that I just want it to look pretty. I think there's a certain amount of potters out there who go, yeah, that looks good, but what'd you do to that? This being the final product, and I love that she put, I love that she put food in there. Like that would make it look better, but also it did make it look better. This one was a strong contender because the blue on the outside was just so good. I know blue is a very common color for potters. One of the questions that we always get whenever we enter art tables or art sales. This is good, but does it come in blue? And because of that, I feel like I should have some resistance towards the color blue, but I don't. This is a really nice, deep, dark blue, and I like it, right? So thank you for your entry, Carl Potter. I really enjoyed it. This one is from Arkansas Potter on Instagram. This one was a really high contender. I'm not gonna lie to you. The main reason is I don't know what she did to this bowl to get that effect. I really hope she hand painted those on. I really do. The top is completely symmetrical. The flowers are painted or textured on. I don't know, she could have used a decal or something. It's really nice. I think the light orange and the white is a gorgeous color combination together, all together. I think orange doesn't have a lot of room to play in the spectrum of colors as far as ceramic artwork goes, and you have to kind of put it with something else, like orange and black Halloween colors, or orange and red cousin colors, or you have to make some type of orange and then melt it down into a darker variation of itself. Like if you put orange and burgundy together, people are gonna kind of like, that's weird. But she found a really good color combination of orange and this really kind of semi-matte white that works really well together. So you definitely get extra points for that. Arkansas Potter made a proper bowl. This would have no problem going to a nice home at an art table. I know the point isn't to sell it, but you know, if I was at an art table, I might buy it. This next entry is from Alchemy and Pottery on Instagram. I really like your name. I don't know why I have to tell you that. It has nothing to do with the challenge. I'm just letting you know that. I'm really fond of this entry specifically because this person put like an entire, like at the bottom of the Instagram page, put an entire bio of like, this is my age, this is how long I've been doing it. I kind of asked for that in the challenge mode video and I really appreciate it. I know there's not a lot of you who want to give personal information on the internet. You are totally welcome to delete your very first Dirty Potter challenge, but I like it. I like to know a little bit about you. It really helps me connect with my community. Some of you are getting really, really good at trimming, and it's no more apparent than in this picture right here. That's a nice proper signature at the bottom. There's a date down there, there's the name there, there's no glaze on the inside. You can either roll one of two ways. You can put glaze on the inside or no glaze on the inside, but do not put partial glaze. It just looks messy. Don't glaze like half of it and then rim the outside. Like, choose one or the other, you know? And I like that there's a clear separation, and like, I didn't put glaze on the bottom so that you can see my signature. I like that. There's a very clear logical path to why they did the thing they did. This one is from Fluffles on Instagram. This is a relatively new follower of mine, and I say new because like, I have people who've been following me since like 500 subscribers. Shout out to Yano out there. I looked over this picture a couple times actually in Fluffles' bio, simply because she showed me how she's glazing it as she glazed it. It looks like she glazed it and then used the sgraffito technique, which I haven't taught you guys yet. I'm always really surprised whenever you guys know techniques that I haven't taught you. Yeah, Donte, the internet exists. We know more than what you just tell us. I know, but I'm just so happy that some of you guys took the initiative to do something that I didn't tell you to do that was right. Like, no one had to tell you to do it. You just did it. And I like that she even put like her tools next to her sgraffito process in this one picture. This picture's great. And I also got the final product picture with the signature on the bottom and everything. The sgraffito on the outside, the symmetry is just, if I were to give a tiny bit of criticism to Fluffles, I think the bottom of the ring, the foot ring, is a little bit too thin. That's about it. I feel like that problem could have easily been solved when you were trimming, just by like getting the sponge and pushing the clay body down as it spun, or just leaving a little bit of extra clay. But I'm actually like, this bowl is really nice. Don't let that small criticism take away from your accomplishment at all. And I can also see in the other picture that the rim looks thick enough, so I don't think it's really like a make your bottoms thicker kind of thing. I think it's more of a, you might have gotten too close to the edge when you were glazing kind of thing. Thank you, Fluffles, amazing work. I really do enjoy, especially the symmetry and the sgraffito carving that you put into it. For those of you who don't know what sgraffito is, you basically put a layer of glaze, of slip, of something over the natural clay body, or anything. It's not exclusive to clay, to be honest. You can do it on paintings. And then you carve through it, which makes a negative and positive space. It creates an outline. It's very easy to draw things through a layer and have that thing. It's kind of like making your own canvas, honestly. This one is from Mildly Meditated Pottery on Instagram. I like this one specifically. I know it's blue, I can already see you type it in the cut, just calm down. This person went all in. This person was like, I understand that some of these bowls might mess up, so I'm gonna make multiple bowls, which I did tell you guys to do in the previous video of the challenge. There are so many people in my beginner pottery class that we would say like, make a bowl, it's gonna be part of your grade, and they would make one bowl, that bowl would fail, and they would be set back a couple of weeks for making their bowl because they only came to class every now and then. So I suggested you guys make a bunch of bowls. But it turns out that all of Mildly Meditated pottery and bowls all came out really well. I will say my favorite one is that bottom one right there. That's probably the one that I like the most. I will say that this picture and many other pictures I found make it very clear to me that I need to put some sort of parameter on the fact that you guys need to make your bowls a little bit more bowl shaped, like a little bit more round, because a lot of you pretty much just pulled like roundish potter plants and call them a bowl, which I understand, because pulling a cylinder and then pushing it out a little bit is much easier than making a fully round vessel. I get that. I let most of them slide. I'm not gonna be hard about it and be like, no, that's not a bowl. But please don't let that take away the fact that you accomplished making some beautiful bowls, especially that one at the bottom. I see that kind of, I don't know if you use a metal rib or a trim tool to make those lines down there, but you know, I'm feeling it. This one here is from that's a big name, my guy. That's a big name. TJ Obligatory Graphy. TJ Obligatory Graphy. That's a lot of words mixed together. You know who I'm talking about. This one is really, really well glazed. I literally cannot deny the expertise it takes to glaze something like that. Again, I don't know if they hand drew it. You would get major Potter points if you hand drew that. Or I don't know if it's some sort of stencil or if it's some sort of decal, I don't know. I will say it looks like you've done this before. I can very easily tell by the signature at the very bottom, so I'm quite happy with it. This one here is from Sharon Barker, and oh, Sharon sent us a video. You know, I really love watching you guys make the bowls, because number one, it proves that you actually are the person who made the bowl. And secondly, I like to see how you guys throw, because some of you kind of mirror the way that I throw, and some of you just do your own style, both of which I'm fine with. I don't think my way of doing everything is the only true way to do everything, but man, I love that you guys have come so far. I also like seeing the little potter tricks that I've taught you guys over time. You know what I mean? Like the pin tool trick, love it. Thank you, by the way, for loading that onto YouTube so that I can actually see and get the video myself. If you guys load it onto YouTube or Instagram, it's really easy for me to rip that video and use it for myself. But if you put it anywhere else, it's a little bit difficult for me. Thank you very much, Sharon. I really appreciate you making that video. We have another video from Techie. I'm gonna say Techie Pottery, but English is dumb. So it looks like it says Techie Pottery, but I'm pretty sure it says Techie. No, I'm not. English is stupid. There were a lot of videos, actually. There was even one group of people who ran an art studio together. It was like 3 or 4 people did a live cast and tagged my name under it and put it under the Dirty Potter Challenge. And it was awesome because I got to watch you guys. I wasn't there to watch it while it was going on, sadly, but afterwards I got to watch the live cast. If you want to check out their art community, it's Wet Skin Win. That sounds dirty. Wet Skin Win Arts Community on Instagram. Thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys. It made it a little bit difficult to see who was entering the actual challenge because there was like 3 or 4 of you throwing pottery, and I was like, all right, which one of you? Man, this one is from Heather on my Discord server. For those of you who don't know, I do have a Discord server with a bunch of different channels. It's mostly kind of a community of people who try and help each other out. I'm mostly saying that for people who are new to the video because the OGs already know. Heather, I like this one specifically because it looks very metallic. I understand that it's probably mostly just blue or black, but I mean, if you look really closely, you can see that melt on the inside, that metallic bluish melt. Looks real nice. Looks real nice. This one's from Nancy Campbell. She actually sent us a video. Let's go ahead and watch that one as well. Now I noticed 2 things in this video. Number 1, she's using sodium silicate, which is not something we've gone over in the channel yet, although we most likely will in the intermediate section. I know Hiashing loves that stuff. Also, she's using some sort of tool to pop out. I see this happens a lot with the older crowd in pottery studios. It kind of hurts their fingers sometimes. I don't know if this is the reason she's doing it or not. I don't want to project that onto her. But so far that I have seen in my other studios, I get some older people who are like, my fingers kind of hurt. I'm just gonna use this stick, and to the point where they actually make tools for that one job specifically. So I'm really glad to see that you guys are really utilizing your tools in that way. Man, you guys are just making these videos and putting them on YouTube. I'm so happy that you put them on YouTube because it's really easy to rip them from YouTube. This one is from, oh man, I'm so sorry that I'm American because I can't pronounce. I'm gonna try to pronounce that and I'm gonna do it wrong. But you know what? I'm gonna do it fast and incorrect because I'm American. Sascha Kreher. Sascha, I'm so sorry, I just murdered your name. I'm pretty sure someone in the comments below is gonna be like, just say Sasha. That's how it's spelled. But it's super foreign to me, so it might be Sascha. I don't know. Don't at me. Let's go ahead and watch that video real quick.
Hello, my name is Sasha and I'm from Germany. And I made this video because this man here wants me to make a bowl for his Dirty Potter challenge. This is Donte from Earth Nation Ceramics, and if you are interested in making pottery, please check out his YouTube channel. The link is down below in the description. His videos are amazing and helped me a lot. We have some orange peel here. I think it's because the clay and my contribution to your Dirty Potter challenge.
That is a lot of clay for a bowl. To be fair, I didn't put a size parameter on how big the bowl has to be. You guys could have made them as large as you're allowed to in your kilns. So I'm actually really happy that somebody made a super big bowl like that. That being said, wham, that's a big amount of clay. This one is from Sin, and I don't know if a lot of you guys know this, but on Discord, if you are part of that community, you can change your name to whatever you want. It's pretty much your nickname. It's different from your assigned name, or the name that you sign up with, rather, but you can change it anytime you want so people can see something when you sign on. You know what, I'm not gonna lie, I really just like this picture. I really like this picture. They didn't sign it yet because you can very clearly tell it's still wet product, but the BS symbol next to the sponge at the very bottom is definitely a sign that, like, yeah, that's mine. I signed it. Technically, that's my signature, so I'll accept it. I'll accept it for sure. It seems like Sin was also playing with sodium silicate as well. A little tip for a lot of you guys using sodium silicate, you guys are doing fairly well with it. Let it dry. I know it's difficult, but just let it dry a little bit more and make your clay bodies extra thick, and it'll come out real good. This one is from Peanut/Paige. I don't know if these are two different people. I know a lot of you guys had bowls that cracked, and then you had to go back and remake them. I'm sorry about that. I don't know why I'm saying sorry, like it's my fault. But that is one of the reasons I gave you guys multiple days to figure this out, is because I know some of you don't have your own kilns. Some of you guys go to school still. Some of you guys have access to a kiln, but it's not yours, so you don't have access to it 24/7. Now, as with tradition with me, I usually save what I think is the best for last. This is not only my favorite bowl, but this is also the winner of the Dirty Potter Challenge. This one is from Two Moons Pottery. She gave us a really nice close-up of the glaze, gave us a really nice bowl. That foot is nice and thick. It has a little bit of symmetry to it. Congratulations, Two Moons Pottery. You are the winner of the Dirty Potter Challenge. You're on my Discord server, I believe, so I'm probably going to be messaging you there. Please answer your DMs. If you do not answer within a month, I'm probably just gonna pass your prize down to a patron whenever I do my monthly patron mail. I'm really into this bowl because, number one, I never see purple and Tenmuku gold together. It's really rare that I do. I technically found this person on Facebook when they used the hashtag Dirty Potter Challenge, but they also put it on my Discord. I think it's always safe to post it multiple places so that I can see it just in case, because I usually remember your guys' names. But man, I can't resist that purple. I cannot resist that purple, and that is a well-formed bowl. This isn't just a bowl that was like made into a V-shaped cylinder bowl and people were like, that's good enough. This actually has a bell curve to it. But congratulations, Two Moons Pottery, you are the winner, and with that, we are going to close out the very first challenge and review video of the Dirty Potter Challenge. Thank you guys for joining us today. If I didn't get to your pottery, I didn't get to your entry, I'm really sorry. This video is, gee, that's pretty long, guys. That red bar is almost at the end. It's a pretty long video. I swear to you, I'm not purposely trying to skip your entry, or you probably didn't do anything wrong. It's mostly that we can't make the video too long. And also I realized that every single time I post a challenge, there's gonna be more and more of you posting, and there were already like hundreds of you this time. It would just be unrealistic to go over every single review. Although we didn't go over them in this video, I promise you I did see them, and I wanna thank you for entering anyway. I really appreciate you guys. This community is awesome. I didn't think I'd ever have an art community like this in my entire life, especially one so supportive on the Discord and Facebook and Instagram. I sound old on the Instagram. But thank you, Dirty Potters, for joining me today. I am going to post Two Moons Pottery Instagram if she has one, or her Facebook if she has one, for her art page at the very bottom as part of the reward for this actual Dirty Potter Challenge. You have won. You will also be getting this bowl. Please answer your Discord or Facebook DMs. I will be contacting you very soon. And with that said, thank you Dirty Potters for joining us today. Stay tuned for the next challenge, which is actually gonna come out fairly soon. Here's a little hint. It's either gonna be plates or mugs. Because we just did a video on mugs and the explanation's already there of how to make one. Anyway, I'm gonna go make another video for you guys. I will see you Dirty Potters later. I like all the hashtags underneath the Dirty Potter challenge right here, like Dirty Potters, and most of them have me tagged inside of their Instagram, so you can tell they're my followers and they're just making their own hashtag. Someone had made the joke that it's like a clay cult. Hey mom, yeah, am I allowed to have a cult? No, it's for art. Well, what's the difference between a cult and a religion then? Okay, so all I have to do is not be in relationships or have sex with any of the followers and I'm pretty much good. Hold on, so if I get in relationships with some of the followers, then it's a cult. But if I don't, then it's a religion? Okay, yeah, but they're both pretty much ways of getting people to live and think a certain way, alright? Like the main difference in between the two is pretty much just don't bump your followers. Okay, look, love you too. Okay, bye. Yeah, sorry guys, my mom said I'm not allowed to have a cult, so stop it.